I still think ZSS is a good character, still very much high tier at least. But we...
Dude, how can you confidently say that she's so high tier when there's no results? Like, at all? There were, like, other Zero Suit players. But I guess, I don't know, he is right. No, nothing with, like, my results. Like, there was a lot more Zero Suit representation, which is partially why I think she got nerfed. Low-key, I never thought she was top 10. So today we're going to be talking about when a single player defines an entire character. There's a lot of characters you can definitely associate that with. Some more than others. We'll talk about that a little bit, but it's going to be a video from Tavares, the YouTuber. We're going to listen to his opinions. We're going to give our own take and give the little top player, top content creator introspection. McLeo.
First, let's talk about MKLeo's Byleth. Now,
This does not work anymore. Byleth definitely got put on the map because of Leo, but that character is not amazing.
You suck! I truly believe that Byleth is a good character, but definitely not to the level that MKLeo was a few years ago. Leo was winning everything with this character, and I wasn't really sure why. It seemed like maybe he just found moves that no one else knew. Maybe Byleth was actually secretly top tier, but honestly, I think it was more that Byleth's strategies just weren't shown yet, and no one knew how to deal with like two very important moves, Nair and Up B. Nair just seemed like this impossible move to deal with. It did so much for Byleth. It leads to combos, it's great out of shield.
Unfortunately, Byleth fell into the trap that a lot of like lower high tier characters fall into, where if you just camp them, they lose. Also, he wasn't really fighting like a lot of Steves or very many like other Aegis players. You know, he didn't really run into the really bad matchups much at all when he was doing well.
When you just look at the spread of the matchups and the tier list, enough times you're going to see, oh, this character is a bit too fast, this character is a bit too small, this character is a bit too pressury, and it just makes sense to say that Leo pretty much caught people off guard, and that's why he did so well. And he still brings the Byleth outs here and there sometimes, but it's obvious that Joker's still a better character, and he's better with Joker, so he's mostly be doing that. And his fall off may not just have been that, oh, he didn't play enough, but people just started learning how to deal with Byleth options and learning how to pressure the character without getting hit by Nair and Up B out of shield.
This is a good example. Why aren't there more Corin players? Well, there kind of is. I wouldn't say Shadic is like the single player defining this character, actually. There's also a lot of pocket Corins who do pretty well. I said Leo started the Corin rise to some extent. Someone pulled it out against Sonics, and it was working.
Off, and now people are starting to say that Corin's the best Sora character in the game, better than Cloud, better than Pyramithra,
nobody's saying that.
Better than Lucina.
Nobody's saying Corin is the best.
It feels like you have to go to ledge, or you're just getting it frame tracked over and over until you die. Nair is broken, up air is broken, back air is strong as hell, Pin is fast and gigantic and strong as hell. She has so many amazing moves.
Esam said that. Like, sometimes Pikachu's the best character in the game, now it's Corin, sometimes it's Steve, sometimes, you know what I mean? Ask Esam next month who the best character in the game is, or who the best Sora is. If he was streaming right now, I would go ask him.
That being said, the like, Shadic showing this to people was him being better. Like, he had to play neutral. He had to show the frame traps he had.
Kind of take this opportunity to talk about how Shadic is such like a good and very different player. He like brings like a whole new like layer and level of mind games that like when you play against him that no other top player really brings. And I think a lot of that is due to the fact that he's playing Corin. Shadic will almost never get upset because his character demands so much respect that no matter what level of opponent that he has to play against, he can't really get disrespected. There's no like left field like Duck Hunt player or Bowser player who can just catch him off guard, because like when you were playing against Corin, you were playing Corin's game, and there's very little that you can do to deviate from that fact. That's kind of the limitation of Corin, is the fact that like it all just depends on your mix.
Why there aren't that many Corins, I don't know. This character isn't even that hard. But it definitely says something that we're this late in the game, and we found out about this like a bit late, so I think everyone just stuck to whoever characters they've had. Like, there aren't any new people rising up. This character isn't going to carry you like Steve would or Sonic would, where you can just play them and you're going to start winning constantly. Like, you need a really good player who likes the character a lot to be able to show that, and I think Shadic is that, but there isn't going to be another one, I think, other than like what's his name from Japan, shoot, I think it's Neo. Neo probably. Other than those two, I don't really see that many Corins. I wish Cosmos still played this character actually, because this character is nuts. That being said,
Cosmos doesn't
everyone's
deserve
still
a
stuck in
mid-tier.
their ways. Everyone's still playing their mains, so we might not see more Corins, but this character is nuts.
Hey, it's me.
Next up, we have ZSS, and ZSS was heavily carried by Mars results for a long time. I think second place was probably Doorstop now, I think. I can't really remember any other ZSSs. But even Mars has said multiple times, like, doesn't believe in the character or thinks the character sucks. I think the character sucks thing is just a meme, but I don't know.
Nope.
The more characters that came out throughout the game, the more matchups she just struggles with. Like, I still think that she does great against Steve and does great against Kazuya. That's great. But Pyramithra is so hard.
Hold on a second. What did you?
Against Kazuya, that's like, I still think that she does great against Steve and does great against Kazuya. That's great.
She does great against Kazuya. Punch him, dude. No, it's such a fake matchup. It's so trash.
The Pyramithra is so hard, and like it feels like you have to be playing those bad matchups because Pyramithra is so hard, Cloud's pretty hard, and you fight them. You'll probably fight them all the time. Roy, I think, is pretty hard. You're going to fight them all the time. They're very common characters, very good characters, and there are going to be top players who play those characters. Mars has just pushed through it and beaten a lot of people, but it does feel like this is a character that was shown to be crazy just because of how insanely good Mars is. I still think ZSS is a good character, still very much high tier at least. But we...
Dude, how can you confidently say that she's so high tier when there's no results? Like, at all? There were, like, other Zero Suit players, but I guess, I don't know, he is right. No, nothing with, like, my results. Like, there was a lot more Zero Suit representation, which is partially why I think she got nerfed.
We used to have ZSS in, like, top 5, being like, oh, she's the hardest character to hit in the game when, like, Joker and Pikachu exist. And I don't think people believe that anymore. I don't believe that anymore. I don't even know if Mars believes that anymore. We'll see, though. I still think that there's a lot of potential.
Loki, I never thought she was top 10.
But her damage just doesn't match the top tiers. Like, she doesn't get free damage like everyone else does. And she's fast, which is broken in Smash. And she's safe, which is broken in Smash. But without the damage to keep combat, like Steve doing 80 to you, Rob doing 80 to you, Pikachu doing 80 to you, Joker doing 80 to you, or not really Joker doing 80 to you, but like killing you off in an edge guard, Pyramithra keeping you in disadvantage for forever. Like, I don't know. I don't know if there's any way you can possibly keep up other than being safer and being hard to hit. Overall, I think Mars was very much a case of making people believe in a character that was just good and not insane.
True. Spargo. Why are there not more Clouds?
We're talking Spargo and Cloud. When it comes to Cloud, Cloud has amazing moves. He is pretty much the perfect Smash sortie when it comes to having great counter approaches, great pressure, great disjoints. Really, the only problem people see is his recovery, which I think people realize now is not actually that bad. He drifts very far. He has snapping the ledge. He can go above ledge.
Dude, Cloud recovery is good. I don't care what anybody says.
That being said, Spargo himself has played different characters for matchups he doesn't like. Like, he has went against Sonics with Pyramithra and Roy multiple occasions. He doesn't only play Cloud, but majority of the time, like 95% of the time, he does play Cloud and show how crazy this character is. I think he's in the middle ground, right? I think Cloud is really good and probably top tier, but the fact that Spargo is an amazing player is the only reason he's able to show that. You gotta be amazing at Smash to play a good Cloud. You can make up for a lot when you're playing a top tier character, but Cloud isn't that type of top tier character to me. He does have limit to come back, and his limit moves are really good.
Spargo is so good. With all the players that we've talked about so far, there's like different things that allow them to like push their character to like looking relevant or good. You know what I mean? Like, Shadic's pressure is crazy. My movement is shiesty. And then like Spargo's whole thing is that like he knows when it's time to turn on the mash. Like, he knows. Like, his risk calculation is, like, premium. I don't know. It's just his risk calculation is really good. He knows when to swing up smashes and go for risky dash attacks and stuff. Like, he's just really good at that stuff.
Good, but they don't all kill at 0, and there aren't free ways to combo into them. You really do have to get a hit before then. And Spargo's just tenacity and practice and efficiency of being
like, actually, I really like this
Spargo's-
clip right here. He hits this up tilt. The 3 most likely things he'll do is mash attack, which almost never works versus Cloud because up air is the move of all time, tech, and then jump. And he does this like double jump up air to cover the jump in.
Smart.
But he knows that if he chooses tech, he won't get punished because he'll still be in the tech animation by the time, you know, his up air ends. You know, it's just a good slight risk calculation that you make in like a fraction of a second. That's just very impressive. He didn't like win the exchange, right? He didn't guess correctly and extend his advantage, but he still has stage control, right? And this is an awful situation to be in if you're Mithra, because now you have to deal with back air off of the platform, and no matter what you do, you're not punishing it.
Spargo's just
Wow, he actually just punished it. All right, I've never played this game before. I forgot Mithra's top 1.
And practice and efficiency of being amazing in pressure, I think really shows how good this character is, and shows that even if he is the only one carrying the results of Cloud's still great. Even if he's the only one who top 8s with Cloud's still great. Now the difference between this and probably a Leo scenario is that I think when you look at the character's options, there's so many avenues to mix up. Where Byleth doesn't really have as much as Cloud, doesn't have the speed that Cloud has, which is broken in Smash, doesn't have the sword that Cloud has. Well, he has a sword, but not as good of a sword. Doesn't have the free pressure, doesn't have the out of shield, doesn't have the comeback mechanic. Like, I think if you just look at the options, you can make it a pretty good assumption about how good a character is yourself without having to need results to basically define how you think about it.
He has to show light shortly, right?
Overall, that's the cool thing about Smash Ultimate, is you never know what you're going to get when it comes to tournaments. You might see an Isabelle be a top tier. It just takes a guy to show it.
Isabelle ain't winning shit. There's definitely more people to like talk about with this kind of topic. Tweak is like in a similar situation to me where like, you know, like there are other like high level Diddy reps, but like Tweak's up here, or like other Diddy players, Tweak. You know what I mean? There's a notable gap, even though there are other reps. I would still say that like a single player is defining a character. You know, if Tweak didn't exist, people wouldn't say that Diddy Kong's like top 10, top 15. That's another good example. Except what's more impressive is that he has been the only one not close forever since the beginning of Ultimate. There really hasn't been any other Fox player that has been relevant for longer than like 3 months. There was Pisiraman and he was doing really well. And then there was Kaninabe, and he was doing really well, but again, they just like stopped doing really well, like pretty quickly after they became relevant. But Light's been in there for a long time. Interesting he chose Leo for Byleth. Like, I don't know. I feel like I said, like Light, I think is a better example of somebody defining a single character. Even though Leo was the only person to do it for Byleth, doesn't do it anymore. Would Void be the same if he kept playing? No, just because Webb is doing really well now. There's at least 2, and I feel like the fact that there are 2 Sheiks playing at that level is very impressive. Leo's also the only Joker. There's some Japanese Jokers and stuff, but you are right. Again, like there is Leo's Joker and then like a large gap between the rest of them. Leo has been a scarecrow with all of his characters. He's been outstanding in his field. With the Ike, with the Joker, with the Byleth. Toriguri with Banjo is another good example. Zachary with Pit. Base Mage with Jigglypuff. There's a lot more examples than I remember. What the hell? This is a good example of why Light outshines the rest of the Foxes. I feel like, okay, so the point I was going to make is that the thing that makes Light so different compared to other Foxes is just, first of all, his ground game. And it's just his reaction time is crazy. You cannot get anything past this dude. I, on multiple occasions... Wow, that was raw. Wait. Do not do that. I was going to say about his reaction time, but there is multiple occasions where I have been playing Light, and I was like, you know what? When's the last time I hit Light with a little vibe check, roll, get up? And I just get raw up smashed at like 90 and I explode and I'm like, well, okay. And the worst part is I keep trying it. I'm always just like, surely this time he's not ready. Because he's reading me a lot right now. So maybe he's not ready to go for something based on reaction. And then I'm like, all right, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm sorry. I mean, it helps that his character has the speed to allow him to react with like his burst options. Because some people can react to it, but they just don't have a move to like do something about it. He does, and he's got both. He's got the reaction and the tools. Dead. See, like reacting to get up attack there is crazy. Most people would be like, oh, he didn't move anywhere. That's probably neutral get up. And they wouldn't do Fox up smash there. They'd probably try to do a safe up air. Dead. I'd say Sonic's doesn't really apply to the category of players we're talking about just because there's been Sonic players for a long time. There's Ken, there's Wrath, and there's Sonic's. So I think Peach will see any good results before Smash 6. Only top tier without decent placements for a while now. Well, it would help if Mute's his hands didn't explode every time he played Peach. I talked to Mute and I hear him like complain about like the health issues that he has with playing Peach. And all I hear is the SpongeBob. I have glass bones and paper skin. Every day I wake up and I break my arm. Like that one. Like I break my legs. It's just because he's playing Peach.
I was born with glass bones and paper skin. Every morning I break my legs. And every afternoon I break my arms. At night, I lie awake in agony until my heart attacks put me to sleep. Oh, no! No!
And that's him going to a tournament, dude. I feel like if Fox would be as broken as top players say, we would be seeing more Fox players like Steve. I think you make a good point. I definitely don't think Fox is like top 10 like some people say. I do think he's really strong. I think it just takes a certain player to be able to like, you know, succeed with him. It's like one of my least favorite topics of discussion is like top tiers in practice versus in theory. It's like, yeah, like Sheik and Luigi have like the best frame data ever. So why aren't they winning everything? And it's like, it's not that simple. In theory, Zersuit never gets hit. I just perfect react to somebody being close to me and I down B everything and then I get out of juggles. But it doesn't work like that. I think this is the Hollow Bastion game where I'm like, yeah, this is Fox Mishima moments.
Saw him great success when they played last time, so.
I think if Zamba takes a quick stock here, it's going to be really tough for Light. And that was a really bad position, but Light fought his way back on. He's still got something left in the tank, Koopa.
Yeah, for sure.
Silent ass song. What is this? Kingdom Hearts always just lets me down.
Awful trade. Fox laser for getting hit by Gyro.
Crowd again. Wait, Gyro? Oh.
Dude, the Gyro getting involved in that would have been crazy. But like you literally see he does this 40-air drag down and he just waits. Like he starts his dash on like 18 frames in. I don't know if that's good. I tried counting frames this way saying it's not possible, but he still got the good dash tag for it.
Trying to take this game down, trying to force a game 5.
All right, maybe that's all he needed right there.
He could have technically reacted sooner and gone for sour dash tag.
Well. Ooh, maybe trying to read a roll into the middle of the platform there, but not going to get it.
Not showing any fear there. Good patience from Light. Looking like a great game for him so far.
I feel like 18 frames is like crazy when you consider that he's like he's not anticipating, he's just raw reacting. You're like, I don't know, maybe that makes it crazy.
It's looking good for Light so far in this game, but we've seen spacing from Zamba. Oh, you know what's funny?
I've heard like 16 is good.
You can hear the sound effect. Y'all hear that, chat? He's coming. Watch out.
Sheesh, that was great DI.
1.6 liters of danger, but here we go.
I want to say it's this stock where he just starts like looping him.
That robot you gotta be really careful here if you're Light, because like we said, you don't want to go down the last stock against Zamba. Going right there, ambiguous landing with the platform there. I like it. Forward air kicks. The last one hits. Back air. Dash attack. Light. Here he comes. Where is this guy been? All set. Where has he been at this last shine? Come on, man.
The lights have turned back on now
Let's say Light is out here, okay? He's about to put Zamba.
Like again, like that was good.
All set. Where has he been at this last shine? Come on, man.
The lights have turned back on now
Let's say Light is out here.
Like waits for the tech, confirms it, goes for the correct option, frame traps properly.
Where did any of this pressure come? Please do not throw away a stock though like that. That is so scary against someone like Zamba. You know he'll take that all the way to the bank when he can.
The heat check just might not be worth it against a character like Rob.
Oh, the crowd groans a little bit. Like we said, you got to be careful. Oh my God, what is happening?
Uh-oh.
Oh no, this is getting out of control. This is getting officially out of control. We've reached a catastrophe for Light. Opportunity for Zamba. What a parry. What a clutch performance right now from Zamba. He's going to close it out. No,
what a sell. That should have been the set for Zamba.
And a back air interrupts the neutral air. How is he still alive? Oh, the get-up attack is called out. He shields it. Light is on. He's marching right now. Light.
Okay, maybe Fox is broken, guys. How did that dash tag hit? I've thought that a couple times now.
Light jumping out of there, though. Back and forth. Who's going to win? Oh, no, he misses the jab block with the get-up attack. Stops him. Hold on. Too much pressure right now. Oh,
Gets the neutral air. Not in position to get the follow-up.
How's he going to get up the ledge? He jumps and you try to smash your Light. Light takes shot.
Yeah, I was just engrossed in the set. That was a good set.